let's talk about at least 7 positions that people will have towards you as a wheelchair user, especially of those who ended up in a wheelchair very suddenly due to illness or an accident. So these are a few that have actually happened to me. So you need to be rescued. So sometimes even in the public, people will approach you and ask you what they can help you with and, try to push you, all that kind of stuff. So, and this is important to say no. Thank you. They will step around you or move you out of the way. I've seen this happen to others in wheelchairs, and I've had people come up to me and say, "Oh, I'll push you." Now, I'm in a power wheelchair. You can't push a power wheelchair unless it's completely disconnected. So, so the answer to that one that I always give is no, thank you. They will tease or joke with you about your situation in your wheelchair, and I usually, don't appreciate it. So, unless you're very, very close to the person, you're a family member, or you're just a very close friend, that might be a little different. But if you're a total stranger or someone who you really don't know, the wheelchair user, not something you want to do. They will stare at you or completely ignore you. This has happened to me. I once went into a grocery store that's close by across the street here, and I went to go get some mayonnaise or ketchup or something that the house needed. And there's this gentleman by the bakery area that just stared at me from the time I got into the grocery store until the moment I left. I was like, what on earth? I just act normal and just went about my business. But I was so tempted to go up and ask him, "Can I help you?" But that'll happen. People stare at you, or people absolutely ignore you. They will show impatience, like, a wheelchair user, no, they're going to dirty my floors, or, or they'll be suspicious of you, So that drives me crazy, but I try to ignore their impatience because there's no reason to be impatient with me or others. They will feel sorry about you. "Oh, I'm so sorry." It's like, there's no reason to be sorry. It happened, whatever. I'm in a wheelchair, I'm fine. So that condition of being fine is incomprehensible to some people. And to me, it's been a gift because it gets me to where I need to go without suffering excruciating pain. But they don't know that. They will ask inappropriate private questions, very private, and those I usually say, next conversation. Let's move on.
This is a reminder. Take my omeprazole.
There goes my Alexa here. You probably can't hear her, which is good. So that is, they'll ask you very private, very personal questions, or they'll make very inappropriate comments about you using a wheelchair. So you got to be ready for that. Now, on these 7 positions, these 7 attitudes of people towards you as a wheelchair user, the best way to handle it is for you to show nothing, to show how comfortable you are in your status. The more comfortable and the more relaxed you are, the people around you will also feel comfortable and not feel that uptightness or, gosh, I'm with a person with a wheelchair, blah, blah, blah. How do I do? How do I do this? How do I how do I act? What do I say? So, but the more comfortable you are in acting as normal as possible around people who are very uptight is really crucial, because that can help them in learning about and learning with the person in a wheelchair. It's really important for them to know that people in wheelchairs were just as comfortable and, get around. The wheelchair is helping us do a normal life, whatever normal is considered. But it's really important for them to know that our life, after a while just becomes very normal, very comfortable. Being in the wheelchair is really important to us so that we can be the person we want to be. So that is really important on how to deal with all of these uncomfortable positions that people have, towards you as a wheelchair user. So I'm hoping this reflection just kind of helped a little bit for you to know, okay, I'm in the hospital, I'm going out, I'm going to be using a wheelchair. How will people act? What will they say? How do I deal with that? And that's key for you to feel comfortable, relaxed. This is normal. This is a normal life for you. And people who don't know much about using or life in a wheelchair, they need some education, and we are the educators. So sometimes we need to step up a little bit and educate them on, my life is perfectly normal. I use a wheelchair. It helps me get around. It's a tool that I use, in private, and very insensible comments are off. They're off the table. So I think this might help for some who are going out to the community for the first time, or going to a school, or have considered, going back into the job market or getting a part-time job as a wheelchair user, and dealing with the different attitudes and positions that people have towards people with wheelchairs. If you got this far in the video, feel free to subscribe and to like, to comment, to share, because that helps this channel continue to grow. Thank you for coming.